Welcome to the 25th anniversary game here at Blackburn Hawks. I'm joined by Houghy. How are you, mate?
I'm good, how are you?
Yeah, I'm not so bad, thank you, mate. Bit nervous for tonight's game?
A bit excited. Been really excited all week. Can't wait for it.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you got the ball kind of started with this whole idea of today's game by putting it out there, and the feedback was good and it took off from there, is that right?
To an extent, yeah. I put a post on Facebook which went down really well, but that was just pure coincidence. I think the real person who deserves credit for getting the ball rolling is probably Graham, because he was the one who gave us a call and contacted the arena and actually made things happen.
Saying that then, could you say really what was the idea that gave you to get that post going or not?
Just when I saw the shirt last year and I noticed it was the 25th anniversary, and I just put a post on Facebook with a lineup of what I thought were some of the best players to have played in a Hawks jersey over the 25-year period. Of course it created debate, but it also created a response of why not have a 25th anniversary game, and at that point then we were getting ex-players who were expressing interest saying they'd love to play, and of course Graham picked up on that and said why don't we actually go ahead and contact the arena and see if we can get something going.
We've interviewed Graham already today, and I've seen him pacing up and down numerous times because he's quite stressed out. Same for you today in the past build up to this?
I've been able to relax a little bit because Graham's a lot more involved than me. The basis of my job in this was getting the players, contacting the players and sorting out the player profiles of the programme. Well, that's all done now. So from my perspective, I can relax a little bit today, whereas Graham has got a lot on his plate, so I feel for him, but hopefully he can have a pint tonight and relax.
Yeah, I think we'll have a good night tonight, hopefully, after a good game of hockey. Just touching on your hockey rate, you've played for Hawks for quite many years now. What is it that kept drawing you back, and why the club is so special to you?
Well, obviously I started my hockey career at Altrincham, which at the time was the main rival of Blackburn, but Steve Murray gave me the opportunity as a young kid, as he did with many young kids who turned out to be great players, and I stayed. I came up here, I met people from the area. I met my wife, who's from Blackburn, ended up living up here, and over a period of time, it changed to the point that Blackburn felt like my home club. Even though I grew up playing hockey in Altrincham, I spent a lot longer playing hockey here than I did in Altrincham, so it does feel like this is my own club, and it always will. And I've only recently moved back to Altrincham, so it's probably been the best part of 20 years that I was up here.
We're expecting a big turnout in the crowds tonight. Hopefully enjoy this good game of hockey. Thinking back to your career, can you think of some big crowds you played at, just off the top of your head? Because I'm sure there have been quite a few.
Absolutely, yeah. There was playoff games here in the early 90s that regularly attracted 2,500, 3,000. I remember the Manchester Storm coming here and it was a sellout. I also remember playing away at Sheffield Arena in front of about 6,000, and the most memorable was the MEN Arena when there was 16,200, and my brother was playing for the Storm, so that was probably a highlight because I'd never seen anything like that. And I have to admit, I spent the first period half the time looking around at the crowd in amazement that so many people had turned up. But yeah, we were very lucky to play in front of big crowds in the past.
Like you were saying then about that first period then for that game at the MEN, do you think kind of it'll be like that tonight? You'll be looking around thinking, "Blumenette, this has actually come together, it's happening, I'm on the ice right now"?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I do, and I think there'll be plenty of players who've not been to Blackburn for a long time who will be looking around and probably drawing on old memories, spotting the odd thing here and there, maybe the odd piece of music in between shifts that'll remind them of the days when they were here. So yeah, no doubt.
And lastly, just to end on, although it might be a bit of a struggle, but could you give one word to describe being back here, back on the ice, and just basically the whole of today's events?
Surreal.
Surreal. That's a good one. That we've had quite a few Johnson. We had scary off. Can't figure who it is now. Gordon White said scary. So surreal's a good one. That's getting better up the scale as we go along. Thank you very much for taking the time out.
It's a pleasure.
Well done for getting all this sorted out, and best of luck with tonight's game. And we'll see what they do after the game.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.